we are about to do something completely different for First Things First, Quarterback Mountain. I'm doing this time around. I want to see what you guys all think about it. We're going to do a mountain strictly based on this past week. Not the season, not a rich tapestry. It is strictly this season. The way how I look at it is that way quarterbacks can really rise and fall week to week. That you truly have no idea what it's going to look like in any given week. Otherwise, it is just too repetitive to me. It is too much the same thing. I find that boring. I really, really do. And so I keep trying to think of different ways to make it more interesting, to make it more fun, where you could have a random quarterback like, Michael Penix Jr. be at the top of the mountain. And the next week have Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or whoever at the bottom. It just really changes week to week to week. So I figured we will try it this time around, see what you guys all think. And I wanted to get this video out. I'm recording this at midnight, literally in the middle of the night. I want to get it out on Tuesday morning and then seeing what you guys all think. And then that way I can post this version of it and then still do Nick's version of it, on First Things First later in the day, just to try to get a feel for what you guys all think about it. So let's jump into it. Before we get started, this mountain's going to be crazy. This mountain is going to be weird. It is not about who wins. It is not about who loses. It is not about who threw the most touchdowns, who had the higher passer rating, who had the better completion percentage, who had, this interception, that interception. It's a collection of stuff. It's a collection. A lot of it is how you feel. It's how you feel when you watch the game. It's how do you feel? I was talking to people in the comment section the other day, and Travis said, a lot of people just talk based on how they feel, not with what they see and what the actual reality is. And I said, I want to make a mountain based on how we feel right now. Okay. I think it's going to have some interesting conversations. I think some people are going to love it. I think some people are going to hate it. So I just need to lay that all out there so we understand what we're all talking about as we go through this mountain, because we're going to hit the ground running at the bottom of the mountain. See, we got some real ones here. Matthew Stafford, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff. These quarterbacks, it's not like they all played terribly. It's not like they were the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And also, for the record, I'm only picking kind of relevant quarterbacks with relevant teams at the moment, like Bryce Young's not on there and whatnot. Not because Bryce Young didn't play well, but it's kind of like win more games, have the Carolina Panthers actually be relevant, then we can talk about you more. Yeah, I think by all these quarterbacks, there was a lot to be left to be desired. And it's not like Jared Goff fundamentally played terrible or put his team in a bad position to win. Not saying that. Josh Allen, was dealing with some injuries, was under duress the whole night against the Atlanta Falcons. It's not like I'm saying, if only he played better, they win, etc., etc. It was just, you're watching that game and you're just like, I'm not seeing anything special. I think at the end of the day, that's what this bottom list feels to me right now. It's like, I'm not seeing anything special. Jalen Hurts could have played better. Bo Nix could have played better. Trevor Lawrence certainly could have played better. And again, some of the other quarterbacks where there was just not much for them to do. It's just like, I got to put you somewhere. I'm going to put you at the bottom. And then there's other quarterbacks that I'm just like, that I can really point and say, that was impressive. I was impressed about that. So the bottom list is really, quite frankly, the most boring list, but obviously some great quarterbacks. But this is what makes it fun, right? You guys know I think Josh Allen is great. Jalen Hurts is great. Jared Goff is great. Bo Nix and all that. And this week they get to be at the bottom of the mountain. Makes it more interesting to me. Now the next level. I struggled with this a lot. And as soon as I put this down, I'm like, man, I think Jackson Dart should be higher. Jackson Dart literally reinvigorated this entire team. The New York Giants. In fact, I am going to elevate him in real time. That's what I'm going to do because I'm already mad at the way this list is. I'm going to switch him. So we'll save Jackson Dart for a second because he should be elevated. Because I think that performance against the Philadelphia Eagles, Thursday Night Football, in front of his home crowd in his like third game of his career, second or third game of his career against the reigning Super Bowl champions. Yeah, they were banged up. Yeah, they hadn't been playing as great as we know the Eagles can be. But when you watch Jackson Dart, you felt the energy, you felt the excitement. He had some big plays with his legs, some big throws, and you felt like he saved the New York Giants. So I'm elevating him in real time. This is what I get for making this mountain in the middle of the night. So I'm gonna elevate him. Jordan Love, you're a little bit lower again. It's not like he played a terrible game by any stretch of the imagination. I got my list of notes that I wanted to talk about. The thing that really annoyed me more than anything was that interception, because that was a bad decision. It was a bad throw, bad decision. It was just bad. I don't know what you're doing. You're going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that is not playing well at all. You're a top team in the NFL. You keep bad teams in games by making those types of plays. And again, drives me crazy at this point. It drives me crazy for any quarterback, but especially when you're doing it against teams that are not good anywhere close to you. So Jordan Love had to drop. Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. They both had very similar games, but for completely different reasons. I'm literally recording this right after their game. It's like if Jaden Daniels came away with the win, you'd be able to say, oh yeah, that one interception was a little tough, a little fluky. What are you going to do? Pull a Colin Coward. He didn't see the defender. And it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? But he had some really nice plays, some gorgeous throws, really, really, really gorgeous throws. His legs, the way how he was working his legs was incredibly high level, avoiding a lot of pressure. But then you have the fumbled snap, which again, I don't even necessarily blame him. It's raining, it's slippery. And then Caleb Williams played pretty well as well. Had some really inaccurate throws that I think Troy Aikman did a great job of highlighting. He also fumbled the snap, which I think Troy Aikman pointed out, like, yeah, it wasn't a perfect snap, but it's still something that you absolutely have to be able to secure. So it was just, a little up and down for both quarterbacks. So I think we definitely see better play from both quarterbacks. But Jaden probably takes the biggest hit for the loss and the fumble. Even though I'm not going to hold his individual feet to the fire for that necessarily. And then Daniel Jones, man, listen, going up against the Cardinals, nothing insane. Going up against Jacoby Brissett, and quite frankly, I should have put him up on this mountain as well. He played really well, but I think Daniel Jones again continues to impress me, even in a back and forth game, even in a tricky situation. Any of the variations that Daniel Jones has had to face this year, whether he's playing a great team, a bad team, an average team, a back and forth game, a high scoring game. He's just shown his ability to be able to be versatile and do whatever he needs to do in any given moment of a game. And considering he had 1 foot out the door of the NFL, it continues to significantly impress me. And so he deserves that. Now, this is going to be so juicy. You guys are going to be so mad at me right now. You're going to call me a hater. You're going to be so mad at me. But who am I going to switch him with? Who am I going to switch Jackson Dart? Who's it going to be? You know what? I just realized this is a screenshot of a picture, so I can't even move it in real time. But I'm flipping Patrick Mahomes. Nothing against Patrick Mahomes. Absolutely, positively not. Played really well against the decimated, someone said I shouldn't use decimated anymore. The annihilated, injured defense for the Detroit Lions. I thought it was a pretty straightforward game for Patrick Mahomes. A lot of big plays made by everyone around him. Brilliant play calling. I don't think there was anything that really stood out that was any type of special for me personally. Again, nothing against Patrick Mahomes, and you can't yell at me too much. I literally got Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts at the bottom of the mountain. That's the fun. If you're not having fun, then just turn the video off. I don't know what to tell you. But I would switch him there. Now, the really actually more interesting quarterbacks that I want to talk about, which is why I'm doing this, because I just think it's more fun to keep talking about a variety of quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, man, he's been so impressive. The Cleveland Browns defense has been legit all season long, and Aaron Rodgers has made some incredibly high-level throws. He was using his legs. He was mobile. He was really smart decision-making, really beautiful back shoulder throws. Just played a really perfect game, man, for what you're going to ask him to do in that moment. You just can't ask for anything better than that. And just the way how he continues to run the offense, and him and Arthur Smith together, just really, really, really impressive to me. And then honestly, Dylan Gabriel, man. Dylan Gabriel had to throw the ball 50 sometimes. He was pressured all day, nonstop, going up against a high-level Pittsburgh Steelers team. Going up against Mike Tomlin. You have the whole world against you, and he actually played really well considering the circumstances. He actually played really, really well. He was making some beautiful throws and some confident throws. Like, I never looked at him and said, this is a rookie who looks overwhelmed. I never really felt that way. And there was plenty of times that his team just straight up literally dropped the ball for him, right? Like, there was times for them to make a big play around him, and they did not. They had 5 drops. 5 drops. Led the NFL in 5 drops. Joe Flacco had 3. Mahomes had 2. Trevor had 2, right? A couple other, Drake May had 2. He had 5 drops. That's crushing. You got to catch the ball for your rookie quarterback, and that would have fundamentally changed a lot of things. And again, credit to the Steelers defense because they were coming in hot and ferocious, but got to be better. Michael Penix, man, taking down Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That was a really impressive game as well. Again, had some inaccurate throws that kind of got away from him a little bit, but then also some really, really, really high-level, tight window, perfectly placed balls, especially to Drake London. I just think that was a big-time game against the Buffalo Bills. Again, Buffalo Bills are hardly playing their best brand of football right now, but honestly, on Monday night, Michael Penix was the best quarterback of the night. You know, he was making the biggest throws. He was making the most difficult throws, actually, really, out of all the quarterbacks. Jay Daniels had one really beautiful, difficult throw into the end zone, which I thought was great. But Drake London, it was just, there was why do I keep saying Drake London? Drake London's not the quarterback. Michael Penix Jr., I was just really impressed. I was really impressed. But, you know, he also had the biggest benefit out of any other quarterback, probably for the entire weekend, with Bijan Robinson just absolutely just demolishing on the ground. So, you know, it is what it is. Now we're getting juicy. We got Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, listen, man, he did everything he could against the Carolina Panthers. He played great. 73.5% completion percentage, 261 yards, 7.7 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He's doing everything he could. I think the sheer fact that he's even keeping that team remotely competitive or afloat is really impressive. And you know, I think the offense has been pretty high level, all things considered, and just knowing that defense has been you know, a mess, obviously. And then Baker Mayfield obviously dealing with the injuries that his team has been dealing with. You know, going up against the 49ers, banged up. They're severely depleted. Fred Warner goes down with, I think, within the first handful of minutes of that game. But now his number one target, who he's had all season long, hotshot rookie wide receiver Buka, who's been balling, has legitimately been a top 3, top 2, top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, rookie or no rookie, and that's been, you know, Baker's number one wide receiver target. He goes down, and they weren't able to, you know, they didn't skip a beat. But again, credit to the Buccaneers, their receivers really stepped up, making like some diving fingertip catches into the end zone. Baker also had that really great kind of scramble play where he was about to get crushed, but then was able to survive it. So credit to him. Sam Darnold played unbelievable against the Jacksonville Jaguars, was actually the highest rated quarterback of the weekend via PFF with a 94.6 rating. He had 295 yards, 10.9 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, and 5 big time throws. Really, really impressive. Was able to do what Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs could not do. Beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, the juggernaut that is of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Sam Darnold, again, man, his deep ball has just been out of this world. He's in the 70s for his 20-plus yard passes or more, and it's just his PFF rating for that is 99.9. So just doesn't have anything to do with this rating right now, because obviously that's not throughout the whole week, or that's not throughout the whole, that ranking is throughout the whole season. This is just specifically through this week. Now, where are we going to go with this? The top 3, the next 2. What do we got? Who's it going to be? Justin Herbert and Drake May. Justin Herbert, man, That boy, under duress, nonstop. Receivers dropping balls. And what happens? Able to get the job done. This was such a huge win by the Miami Dolphins, over the Miami Dolphins. Just a really impressive, gutsy performance by Justin Herbert. Avoiding the sacks, getting rid of the ball. The Chargers did a great job of actually doing a significantly better job of actually protecting him and not needing him to just scramble around all day, every day, and just rip off throws. 76.3% completion percentage, 265 yards, 7 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. And then, of course, that game-winning drive where he had just an unbelievable play where he was just about to get walloped, switches hands, throws the ball to Ladd McConkey, who then rips off a big run after the catch, field goal to win the game. And just that probably was, if I have to think about it, probably the most exciting play of week 6, if you know what comes to mind. Honestly, I think that was awesome. Drake May. This is where I was conflicted between Drake May and the other quarterback at the top. I had Drake May originally at the top, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave Drake May here. And to be clear, this is not left or right, by the way. I should have said that 15 minutes ago. But Drake May, really, 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 really impressive. Listen, they did not play some great team. This wasn't some battle of the ages, but considering that I'm pretty much really viewing Drake through a rookie quarterback lens, he's played now 19 games in his NFL career, and I think a couple of them weren't even complete games. New coaching staff and whatnot. He was pressured all day. He topping the NFL in pressures, and he was taking no sacks. He had no run game, and he threw for 261 yards, 10 yards per attempt, and 3 touchdowns. Just ridiculously impressive. And was the leading rusher for his team. And he had 140.1 passer rating. I mean, to have a young quarterback be able to do that, to be under duress the whole game, have no run support whatsoever, and to put up that performance, I think is really, really impressive. And he was buying time with the scrambles. He had 4 different scrambles. He was just smart. He took care of the ball, and just really high level, man. Really, really high level. Being pressured all that many times as a young quarterback, and he only had 1 turnover worthy play. Just high level football. And now, the best quarterback, the quarterback that impressed me the most out of everyone this weekend. Do you guys know who it's going to be? Do you have any guesses? None other than Mac Jones. I was actually genuinely impressed by Mac Jones. No lie. That interception in the beginning of the game, absolutely crushing. That you gifted them points. May as well have been a pick 6. That's a tough one. And the other interception that he had, it was one of those things where, it was 4th down. You kind of just got to let it go anyway. What are you going to do? Carpe diem. But considering how banged up this 49ers team is, they're probably the most injured team in the NFL right now. The defense is banged up. The offense is completely banged up. Mac Jones is thrown to a bunch of nobodies right now as well. Didn't get tremendous support in the run game. And the receivers that he's thrown to are a bunch of people that the vast majority of people don't know. And again, Mac Jones is legitimately banged up. It's like his shoulder, his abdomen, his back, his foot, it's just like all over the place. You see the dude's in agony. He's a backup quarterback. He knows he's playing for his career. He's playing to fight. He's playing to be a starter again. There is so much pressure on him. He doesn't actually have room to fail. That's the difference. At this point, Justin Herbert has room to fail. Even Drake May, as a young quarterback, has room to fail. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, I think they earned the right. They got room to fail with their respective franchises. Dak, Mahomes, I would say probably Dylan Gabriel is probably the next one who probably has the least amount because everyone's like Shador. Jackson Dart's got room to fail. Daniel Jones. Jalen Hurts probably a little bit less room to fail because of just the intense Philadelphia pressure. But Mac Jones has the shortest runway in terms of just like people are there's other teams around the NFL that are genuinely thinking like, hey, can we win with Mac Jones? Do we take a chance, Mac Jones? Like it's a real conversation, especially with the reemergence of Baker, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. Like these are real things that we're seeing all around the NFL right now. And so watching Mac Jones was making incredibly difficult, high level throws in that game. He really, really was. And I think he led the NFL in passing yards. Yeah, 347 he had to throw the ball 39 times, drop back 47, 347 yards, 69.2 completion percentage, and he was pressured 17 times. Top 4 in the NFL. He was pressured just as much as Justin Fields, Jacoby Brissett, Dylan Gabriel, and Trevor Lawrence. He was under duress the whole game, and he was sacked 6 times. Again, credit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, but all things considered, I actually think Mac Jones played great, and that's why it's just like it's not just about what was your passer rating? How many, what was your touchdown interception? It's not just about that. It's really not. Like Mac Jones was really the only reason why they were even remotely in the game. And again, he did make the mistake of throwing that interception, and that really crushed them. In a lot of ways, you could say that ends up being the game because you really just gave them easy points and had to play from behind, in a snap of the fingers. But Mac Jones, like I said, he was making some really impressive throws. He was standing in the pocket. He was getting crushed. He's banged up. He's a backup quarterback. In those moments, it's so easy to unravel. It's so easy to let the moment get to you and just have everything unfold. And so that's why I was genuinely most impressed with Mac Jones. And so that's my mountain. Again, I think it's more fun and interesting that way because then it allows me to put Mac Jones at the top. It allows me to put Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen at the bottom. It allows me to say, you know what, I'm going to put Jackson Dart above Patrick Mahomes right now. I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes on the same level as Dylan Gabriel. I just think it's more interesting. I think it's more fun. And the beauty of it is next week, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be completely different. There's, it's gotta, right? If we were doing it even just throughout the whole season, how I had it last week, there's still only going to be so much movement. There's going to be some movement, but you're still going to get a lot of familiar faces, and we're just going to keep talking about the same things. So-and-so leads the NFL in touchdowns, and so-and-so has the third highest passer rating. It just ends up being too repetitive. This allows me to just really change it week to week to week. I think it's more fun. I genuinely think it's more interesting. I'll be totally, completely honest. The way how the tiers and the rankings and the mountains and all that stuff work right now, I'm genuinely bored by it. I really am. And Wilds called it out. Wild straight up said, "What if it's always going to be the same? Why should anyone tune and watch?" He said that live on air, and I was like, "Yeah, I feel that." I like variety. I like things to change. So I find that this might be a little bit more interesting of a way. And me personally, if I wasn't making these videos, if I wasn't, doing this channel and whatnot, like I probably would skip personally for me, just my own personal viewing habits. I would skip a lot of the other rankings, the mountains and the tiers and whatnot. Cause I'd be like, yeah, I get an idea of already what you're going to put. And so that's just my experience. Not everyone has to have my shared experience. Not everything is for me personally. So that's why I just figured I'd throw this out there. See what you guys say. Maybe you guys like it. Maybe you guys hate it. But I just think it would be something interesting and wanted to try. I'm also thinking, if you guys do like this, again, because I'm also flirting with the idea, depending on how you all respond to this one, doing the exact same thing with teams now. The teams are going to be a little bit trickier because I'm on the fence if maybe I should still do the whole season in terms of, leading up to obviously the grand finale, the Super Bowl and all of that, or if I should also just be like, what team impressed me the most, pretty much this same structure. And if you want me to go back and still do the full season, again, always open to suggestions, but figured we'll just try it this way for now and see what happens and try to, again, depending on what you guys think, have the same type of posting schedule where I do this video in the morning, have people get to watch it, unpack it, discuss it, and that leads us into later into the day when we can then see what Colin puts up and what Nick puts up and anyone else. Do this on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the quarterbacks as well as the teams. But ultimately, as I always say, it is we, not me. So if you guys aren't interested, if you guys don't like it, then I won't do it, and we can think of something else to do. Because at the end of the day, I just want to create stuff that you guys want to watch, you guys want to be part of. And so this was just my idea. It's my best idea I got right now, and it is 12:30 in the morning. So maybe it's a great late night idea or a terrible late night idea. You guys tell me. So those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Truly, truly, truly. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.